Listen, we have a great show for you today. I believe this show is going to inspire you and motivate you because that's what we're all about here. Listen, so I need you to grab a snack, sit back, let's talk about it, and we'll be right back. You know, it only takes 1 second to smile and say hello. Why be so mean? Check it out. People in this world can be so cruel, always trying to tear each other down and acting rude. Please wake up, everybody, time is winding down. The way you treat each other today will soon come back around. It only takes 1 second to smile and say hello. It's the simplest form of love you can ever show. Next time you lock eyes with someone you may not know, take 1 second to smile. And say hello, hello, hello. I smile to make you smile. When I smile, I simply understand I can help someone who's broken. I smile to make you smile. When I smile, I simply understand I can help someone who's broken. When you see someone on the street and they're looking down, instead of frowning up your face, simply wear a smile. Please wake up, everybody, time is winding down. The way you treat each other today will soon come back around. It only takes 1 second to smile and say hello. It's the simplest form of love you can ever show. Next time you lock eyes with someone you may not know, take 1 second to smile. And say hello, hello, hello. I smile to make you smile. When I smile, I simply understand I can help someone who's broken. I smile to make you smile. When I smile, I simply understand I can help someone who's broken. You know, it's a shame how we treat one another. Just because I'm different, you're different. People use that as an excuse just to be mean. But we live in a world of differences, and that's what makes the world a beautiful place to be. Take some time and smile. It's not hard. It only takes 1 second to smile and say hello. It's the simplest form of love you can ever show. Next time you lock eyes with someone you may not know, take 1 second to smile and say hello. Those of you that know me know that music is a big part of my life. During today's show, I have some friends that will help me pay tribute to the music industry and their journey throughout this worldwide pandemic. Many of you may and may not know that one of the communities that was most affected and really hit hard during this pandemic was the music industry. Today, I have some of my friends that are here to explain how they overcame and still pushing forward. Please help me welcome Miss Erica Falls and Rechell Cook. Come on. Well, I am so excited to have you ladies sharing with me today. Listen, we're going to jump right into the conversation. Again, I've known both of you all, certainly Erica Falls, for many, many years. I've had the pleasure of working with both of you all throughout the years, and so I'm excited to have you here. One of the things that we do want to talk about, because of course we're still in the midst of this pandemic. As I said in the intro, many people don't understand the gravity of how the music industry was affected. So, Erica, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Well, when the world first shut down, I went into survival mode. It's like, okay, I need to hustle. My mortgage is still coming, still got to pay my bills. And I didn't sing for about 6 months. I listened to music, but I didn't sing for about 6 months.
Wow.
And Jazz Fest was played on WWOZ, and they played my set from 2019, and I wept. I mean, ugly cries, snot, everything, because I hadn't grieved the loss of my living or what I love to do.
Wow. Okay.
You know,
I don't want to interrupt you, but this is getting heavy already, because you said you didn't sing for 6 months. How does that feel as an artist that was your full-time living?
I felt like they said, a zombie. I was just like kind of going through the motions.
Wow.
You know, getting up every morning, trying to busy myself, trying to do this, trying to figure out what I was doing. Instacart. I was doing all kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying, to not slip into the depression of it. And so I suppressed. But eventually it has to come out. And it came out listening to that set. And I realized, man, that's what I do. That's what I really do. Wow. So it took a minute, but then eventually the creativity came back. I think that needed to be released in order to let the creativity back in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Rechell, what did you do? What did you do during the pandemic?
Well, before the pandemic happened, I was in the hospital with COVID and knocking at death's door.
So
Yes.
You had COVID.
I had it, and when I had it, this was before everything shut down, about 2 weeks before it shut down. I was one of the first people in Louisiana to get it. So my survival was different because mine was actual survival, not knowing if I was going to live the next day in the hospital, just praying to God that He heals me and just let me see anybody and everybody.
What's funny is I can still hear the emotion in your voice when you talk about it. I mean, as a full-time artist, musician, and now you find yourself not doing what you love to do. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but you're trying to, as well, your survival mode is just trying to live.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
So, how long were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital about a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was finally able to go home. But then that's when the real journey started, because I wasn't able to walk from my bed to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't do it by myself. So it was definitely an uphill journey. But I pushed myself, so I couldn't think about singing. I couldn't think about anything else but getting myself better to be able to sing again. I didn't think that I would be able to, because I couldn't talk for a while. I couldn't even talk. Have a conversation, I would have to text.
Wow. So Erica went into survival mode of, hey, I have to do what I have to do in this season that I found myself in. So now I'm doing different little hustles and working Instacart and all of these things. Now you're in survival mode, just trying to live and trying to get better. So when you experienced that moment, Erica, when you saw your performance, you said that you felt like it woke you up again. And so where did you go from there?
Well, from there, I actually started singing.
Wow.
I started singing along in the house, and it caught me off guard. I was in the shower, and I just started singing. I said, oh, wait a minute. I actually said something. So that's when I actually started writing. that's when the words started coming about how I was feeling. During that time, we was living through the George Floyd thing and the Black Lives Matter movement and all of that, what was going on. And, just our experience living life as a black woman or a black person in that time or just in any time. How do we move? How do the things that we have to think about that normally no one else doesn't? So those are the things that were coming to mind, and those are the things that I started to write about. Yeah.
Wow. So, Rechell, once you got back on the road of you were recovered, what was your first performance? I mean, or how did that wake back up in you?
So my first performance was in May, and I did a live show. I think everybody was, I can't remember what you call it, but live streams. And I did a show, and I was just so happy that I was able to do it. It was just an hour, but it took so much out of me, I had to go home and go to sleep. I was so tired, but it just felt so good to just be back out. So many people reached out and, sent me text messages, sending me money. Like, I really didn't have to worry about anything because just the outpouring of love from so many different people all over the world just really made sure that I was well taken care of. So I just started singing. So I just started practicing and rehearsing and, getting my endurance up, and that was it. So that was in me.
One of the things that I do admire about the music community in New Orleans, we are very close-knit. And we believe that we're family. I think that's just really kind of a New Orleans cultural thing. And so we believe that we're family. And so, during that time, I'm sure many musicians, singers, extended their hands to one another just to kind of check and see how everybody was doing. Something you said, Erica, that really struck me was you had to fight through not becoming depressed. And so that it can be very difficult when you're used to doing something and all of a sudden, just like that, things change. Things change. So do you feel that in that moment, or in that season rather, it woke up another area of creativity in you?
Another area of creativity, and it also let me know that I had more fight. Because you can get lost in it and you feel helpless.
Wow.
But I had to accept the depression first. Because
Wow.
sometimes when you ignore it, it just festers. So I had to accept it first. Once I accepted it, then I was able to sit, look at it, and then strategize. Okay, what I'm going to do to get the hell up out of this, And because I didn't like being there. And it's an inconsistent thing, because it's
like a roller coaster.
Yes, like a roller
Yeah.
coaster, but you learn to ride,
Yeah.
and in the journey of the ride is what helped to heal me. That and a good therapist.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes.
Because in this show, again, we want to make sure that people are inspired and motivated by real stories. There's someone that is listening and watching this show today that are musicians, and they can identify with your story. And you said something, the journey. And on this show, we focus a lot about the journey. We have to understand that life is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's not a quick race. And on that journey, we can find ourselves in so many different places on the journey. We can find ourselves knocking at death's door. And so now, what do we learn from this whole experience? What did it teach us? And I love what you said. It taught you that you can survive. It taught you that you were stronger than you really thought you were. So, I mean, this is so inspiring, and I hope that you are being inspired by this story.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about all the things that make us so happy. Let's talk about